Lauderdale, Florida. Licensed by New York State Banking Department. Licensed Debt Management Service Provider, Maryland 149. Licensed by Vermont Department of Banking, Insurance, Securities, and Healthcare Administration. Oregon registration number DM80031.
Welcome back to the PM Show with the one and only Nancy and Larry Minetti.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm
We going through the, when Joey Bishop starts to sing, that's when I exit the Rat Pack.
Hey, you can't go wrong with these guys. Tommy, you're part of the Rat Pack.
No, I'm not, but I was honored to have worked with all those guys.
Well, why do you say you're not? If you work with them, you were part of the pack.
Well, you know what? I toured with Sammy for 3 years, and of course I toured with Frank 14 years, and I did the Dean Martin shows, and of course played golf with Dean, and loved him too. I wasn't part of their era, but I was part of their lives, certainly, or I should, and honored to be a part of their lives.
I just flashed on something. I saw you in an old rerun sitting with Sammy Davis, and I can't remember the name of the show.
It was Red Fox's show.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I was, that's my whole career, I've done like 20 movies where people say, "Oh, was that you? That was you, wasn't it?" And sitcoms, I did Murder, She Wrote and Columbo's and WKRP Cincinnati and Red Fox's show. I did a lot of those where I had a line or two or something,
Tom Dreesen is our guest, the great Tom Dreesen, actor, comedian, and he has a book out that you must read, ladies and gentlemen. You talk about, black and white and whether you're bigoted or not bigoted. Tim Reed and Tom Dreesen, two buddies, got together, Tim and Tom, an American comedy in black and white. You were instrumental in putting yourselves together. How did that happen?
I came out of the service. I never had any intention of ever going to show business. It was the furthest thing from my mind. I never would have ever dreamed I'd ever be in this business. I wrote a drug education program teaching grade school children the ills of drug abuse with humor. It's a concept that I had for years, and they weren't teaching drug education in the colleges or in high schools at that time. It was in the late 60s. So I ran it as a JC project. I was in the JCs. And Tim Reed had graduated from Norfolk State College, and E.I. DuPont recruited him into Chicago to be a marketing representative. And he joined the JCs, and he and I became friends, and he wanted to work with me on the project. We did. The program became very successful. In 50 states and in 22 foreign countries, the JCs used our program as a model program in their publications on how to teach drug education at an elementary school level. And one day a little 8th grade girl said, "You guys are so funny. You ought to become a comedy team." And the thought of a black-white comedy team intrigued us because no one had ever done that before. So we started writing what we thought was material, and we went out and we bombed, and then we finally started getting good, and then we became America's first. And as history shows, we were America's last black-and-white comedy
Wow.
team.
What year was that when you guys started?
1969 to 1975. We just signed the rights of the book over to be a movie.
Oh, yes.
It'll go into production. And we'll be shooting it in Chicago, Larry.
I was going to tell you that needs to be a movie. Tim
That's
and Tom,
Paul Pompian, yeah.
an American comedy in black and white. You played all the clubs, and didn't you? Somebody got burnt with a cigarette or something. Was that
on
you?
the fourth time on stage in Chicago Heights, Illinois, a guy put a lit cigarette out in Tim's face, and then tried to beat me. I boxed when I was in the service, and when I was serving in this Marine Corps unit, I boxed for like 8 months, but I could handle myself. But this guy outweighed me by 100 pounds, and he just pummeled me, and then like I say, put a lead cigarette on Tim's face. So it was a Donnybrook. Luckily, two of my Italian buddies who came over the bar and helped rescue me in such a wonderful way.
So are they trunk music now?
Trunk music?
No.
Thank you, Larry. That's what we say.
Help!
That's the trunk music.
No, this guy was a big, tough guy, but. And it was the fourth time ever on stage. And as we left the club all beaten, battered, Tim looked at me and he said, "Welcome to show business."
Yeah, but that's unheard of.
Hey, Tom, you do an awful lot of charity work, too, and you are very big with the Italian Americans in Chicago. Is that correct?
Well, if you ever go on national television as a stand-up comedian or a singer or a juggler, and you mention, "I'm Irish, Italian, and I'm Catholic," if you mention that, you'll never get paid again. Every Irish group, every Italian group, and every Catholic group has a show for you to do. So, in Chicago, they call on me.
Yeah.
Or everywhere. I mean, but that's okay. As you know, Frank Sinatra was the most benevolent human being ever that graced our industry. Mm-hmm. He did more for charities, things you'll never, ever know because he didn't want people to know.
Right.
And I believe that, too, that if you are free and you're available and you can lend your talent to some cause, then you should. I mean, we're the luckiest people in the world. We make a living at what we love to do. And so if I can turn that into somehow into helping some charity, then I'm all for it.
Amen.
That's
You
great.
wanted it, buddy. You wanted it bad. And Tim Reed went on to do, like WKRP in Cincinnati. And I to this day, I like Della Reese. Her music's okay, but I'm not too fond of her after reading your book. Because didn't she break you guys up?
But yes, she did. But as luck would have it, it was the best thing for both of us. And today, we're able to chronicle all that in our book, and it'll become a movie. And so everything happens for a reason. I really believe that.
Tim was with Della Reese, and she said, get away. And then Tom was doing stand-up. Weren't you like eating McDonald's burgers out of your...
No, I was when the comedy team split up. I came out here to the West Coast. I was hitchhiking up and down Sunset Boulevard, begging to work for free at the Comedy Store, and I was living on $1 a day. A Kentucky Colonel had a thing called corn and cluck for under $1.
And Tom was one of the he loved it. We'll have more when we
I
come
ate
back.
once a day, yeah.
Wow.
Who's watching your home when you're not there? It could be a burglar.